Welcome everyone to another epic game between myself as Kislev going up against Frederick and Khorne. So we played on the Vampire Forests for a best of 3, so we did a bit of practice here, a bit of training for Frederick with me and Ducky, and he was trying to practice his Khorne force going up against a heavy box build from Kislev. So 3 units here of the Flesh Hounds of Khorne on the left hand side, backed up by 3 units of the Shielded Warriors of Khorne at the front. For the main punch, we are going to have 2 units of the Bloodletters, Anti-Infantry, and then Armor Piercing, and then 1 here in the rear. 2 units of the Minotaurs with the great weapons coming for the Anti-Large and Armor Piercing, and then the hero in the middle there with Uhtred of Bebbanburg, the man with the big shield at the front here with the Gate of Khorne for extra Bloodletters. In the back, we are going to have the Lord Choice, which is going to be the Herald of Khorne. He's going to be on a Juggernaut, looking so goddamn cool there with that Hellblade, but he's going to have the Revel in Slaughter and also the Locust of Wrath, giving that 40 melee attack and then that constant buff in leadership and melee stats. For myself in the front line, we are going to have 3 units of the heavily armoured Corsairs here with the great weapons, so they're going to have some good armour piercing here to these frontline units. In the back, we are going to have the triple Zargard, including here the Hearth Blades. So the great weapons coming with the triple gold chevron. They're also going to be having flame resistance and also the ability of the Song of Winter Sunlight. We're going to have the big beautiful beast here in the middle of the Elemental Bear, which is just so goddamn gorgeous. But he's going to be having that terror as well as the unbreakable status and the triple breath attacks. For the Lord Choice, we are going to have Boris Ursus, who's going to be leading here with the Armour of Ursun as well as the Heroic Resilience. With the triple ability of the Shard Blade, the Stand Your Ground, and the Fury of Ursun, making him very, very powerful indeed. For the backup hero, we are going to be having the Patriarch. He's going to be here with the Brazier, as well as the Ararai. The double ability of the Battle Hymn, and then also Lullaby, giving those melee attack buffs and some healing. So for the second hero, we are going to have the Frost Maiden with Ice Magic, here with the Frost Blades, giving that armor piercing, and then also magical attacks to the majority of the front lines so they can deal with all those demons. We're also going to be having the Heart of Winter, which is really good there in a box build. If we really want to surround the box, Heart of Winter can do some very, very good damage here up against quite a few infantry units. So we can get forward here with the majority of the box build. I wanted to make sure I bared the attack and also be coming forward. And there's a few changes here coming from the side of Frederick. He did actually put in 2 units of the Minotaurs instead of coming here with the cavalry. Now, of course, the new anti-large cavalry, very good here for Khorne, but the 1,800 gold apiece. So coming in with the Minotaurs a little bit cheaper at 1,550. And yeah, I generally just think they're a little bit better of the anti-large armor-piercing tools. Also, they don't lose vigor as quickly as they do with cavalry. So I think here is a little bit of a better compromise. You know, you're going to be saving, 300 gold between the 2 of them, which you can certainly spread amongst the remainder of your build. So we are going to get a breath attack here down the line of the Bloodletters. I do believe Frederick here did try and juke a little bit, but you can see, look at the damage there from 1 breath attack. That's going to be reducing the models from 100 down to 62. So that was some quite nice stuff there for Elemental Bear. He's done the work and he's going to be going away. I believe that's about 2 minutes in between each breath attack. So I wanted to get 1 early doors out of the pocket. We're now going to be shooting with the Armoured Corsairs. And this is a bit of a mistake here from Frederick. We do see the lightly armoured Bloodletters coming forward first. We really want to get the focus fire on the Shielded Warriors of Khorne. Now, of course, they do have a Silver Shield and 100 armour. Not too much AP for the missiles there from the Great Weapon Armoured Corsairs. So really want to have these as the frontal approach, which is certainly going to be the big distraction. You can see lots of damage here coming on the Bloodletters. They do have physical resistance and 30 armour, but that's just not quite enough here to kind of circumvent all the damage from the pistols of the Great Weapons. Now, we do see here the Cultist is going to charge forward, and I'm going to be making a nice little box here with the Elemental Bear in the middle and the Triple Hero. We are going to get around the back, but of course we do see the Bloodletters down to now 59 models, done some good damage on the left as well. We're going to be fighting into hand-to-hand combat, charging over with the Elemental Bear as well. But we do see the Minotaurs coming through, and they're going to be helping Thumb. Not only do they help kind of butcher through the front line with mass armor piercing, but they kind of keep my Elemental Bear away. I really don't want him fighting here in the pocket. I really like this. The Cultist came in, big slam there for the Elemental Bear, but he's going to be pushing out the Hearth Blades, trying to get the Bloodletters on top, and I really quite like that effect there. And we are going to have the Flesh Hounds rear charging in the backside, really trying to collapse on every single angle of my build, and that's very, very smart indeed. A small thing here that I will say for Frederick, we do actually have my lone caster. This was a big mistake from me. I left her right in the open there, and that was just waiting for some Flesh Hounds to pounce and finish her off rather quickly. So my Lord Choice is going to be in the middle here with the Patriarch and then also the Elemental Bear. Doing quite nicely so far. Going to be keeping these 3 together. Looks like the Shard Blade, Stand Your Ground, and the Battle Hymn going to be being activated. A little bit of Lullaby as well for some healing. I think it's going to be about roughly 1.5 Earth Bloods. So we do see on the outside, we do have the sharp blades. It's going to be a slow of 45% speed, and then good tick damage. I believe all of the models in that area will be taking spirit leak damage as if it was a single entity monster. Now, over on the right-hand side, the Minotaurs of Khorne going to be butchering through my Zargard. That armor piercing, backed up with the Lord Choice, going to be doing very well. It's going to increase that leadership, increase the melee attack as well. And if we do get the Locus of Wrath, it's going to be also a bonus of plus 40. So good work here in the back. We do actually manage to get on the Frost Maiden with the Ice Magic. She's going to be surrounded by Fleshhounds, and also here the Bloodletters. Just great armor piercing. They're going to shred through my Frost Maiden like she doesn't even exist. Now, we do manage to get a Heart of Winter on the left-hand side. A bit of a panic cast there from me because I'm thinking, God, I'm going to be losing my caster very, very quickly here. Now, what we do see, Boris is going to be kind of standing still. I was trying to get a breath attack off here with the Elemental Bear. He can't be engaged in combat and do the breath attack, and he's getting a little bit glitchy here in the middle. He wasn't able to get the breath attack. I was trying to get it on the Minotaurs. I really need to deal with them. I do actually get a rear charge here with the Frost Maiden by mistake. I think it was a bit of a grouped attack. So I do put her out rather quickly. I was like, no, 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 don't attack, please. But in the middle, the Herald of Khorne is going to be fighting up against the Elemental Bear and the Patriarch. Kind of want to get Boris in, but also Boris is going to be getting kind of slammed here from all angles by the Minotaurs with great weapons. So I need to get some units back here to deal. We do actually manage to, a bit of a silly one for me, the Fury of Urson is actually going to be rampaging him, but it does make him cause terror. So, you know, that could be helpful if any of these units do lose immune to psychology. I come over with the Elemental Bear. The Frost Blaze has been activated on him. I really want to increase that melee attack and get the splash damage through here with magical damage to really get through and circumvent all that physical resistance. In the main pocket, in that trade, yet another mistake from me. I do actually manage to leave my hero, the Patriarch, in the middle. He's going to be using Bio Blood. He's getting slammed from every single angle. The Fleshhounds and the bonus of large Minotaurs do separate. Of course, the Bear does come across. I don't think this was the correct move, leaving there. I think that was definitely a win. We certainly could have got some very, very good damage there. And, you know, it kind of allowed me to save my Patriarch and maybe get some more healing off in the later stage. In the middle, we do see the Frost Maiden. She's rather low, down at 670 HP. She does break as she has used Bio Blood already, but she's pretty quick, so it's going to be 68 speed. She has been slowed, but I believe she's around the 90s. Now, we do see the Cultists charging into battle. We do actually have the Hearthblades going to be fighting here in the middle. The second of the Zargard going to be fighting, but they do use Bio Blood. They're going to be, you know, holding quite nicely here together. And now we're going to get a second of the Shardblade going down, and that's going to be catching some of the Minotaurs with great weapons, which is perfect there for me. Really need to whittle down these units. The balance of power is even, but I definitely say here that Frederick has been outplaying me for sure. In the middle, we have the Patriarch using the battle hymn, trying to get as many bonuses as possible, but he's very, very low. He's going to be down to 730 HP. Boris is going to get in there. The anti-large armor-piercing sniper is going to have to start taking down some of the models of the Minotaurs. Trying to move through with the Elemental Bear as well. He's amazing splash attack animations and certainly can whittle down a lot of cheap infantry. Now, we do have the Hearthblades and an extra unit of Zargard. You're kind of fortifying, getting together and kind of remaining as a blob, which I really need them to do. I believe I lose the hero here. I believe he has fallen in battle, so it is pretty much just going to be Boris and the Elemental Bear backed up by Zargard. Over on the right hand side, we do get some return of the Armored Corsairs. That's going to distract my opponent here just for a little bit. The Cultists charging out here with Fleshhounds, and that's going to allow my caster to come back into the middle. Oh no, there's the Patriarch. So he has broken, but he hasn't died yet. But he's going to be down to 319. Fleshhounds are nice and close by. They definitely want to chase him off, but it's like they're going to try and see if they can come after the Frost Maiden. Really good stuff here from Frederick. For anybody that's learning the game here with land battles, especially using units like Fleshhounds in the later stage to chase off the Patriarch or chase off the caster here with the Frost Maiden Ice is very, very important. Make sure those elements don't come back to the battlefield. They don't cast all those very important spells. I do manage to get one off here. I believe it goes on one of my infantry units. I do manage to get a blade there, a Frost Blade going on the Zargard, giving magical attacks and increase the melee attack and armor piercing. So in the middle, the Herald is going to be fighting quite strongly, and we are slowly starting to whittle down most of the Minotaurs of Khorne. You can see they're looking rather beat up. There's going to be 3 models here on the left, and on the right we're going to be down to 7. So we've managed to deal with most of the threats on the battlefield, but these bad boys have done very well so far. So the Shielded Warriors of Khorne are going to be coming back to the battle. We do have some Bloodletters, which do bring magic damage to the battlefield, and then very, very good armor-piercing stats. So they really can get through the armor of the Elemental Bear. They just really struggle with the anti-large, and with his anti-infantry kind of splash animations, he's just going to be thumping and pushing over most of the infantry, which they really will struggle to get all of their hits on him. So we do see Zargard breaking left, right and centre. We do actually get a return here of my castle, but very, very good stuff here from Frederick. He gets a rear charge and she shatters. So really, really good work there. Good awareness on the battlefield. In the back, we are going to have armoured Corsairs. They'll be able to get and shoot here into the backside of the Warriors of Khorne, which means they won't be able to use their shield. So I do manage to break the hero as well. The cultist is going to be down to 630. Break him there with Boris. And now the Lord Choice is going to be charging in. Now he could do some cycle charging whilst distracting with infantry. We are going to move in with the Flesh Hounds, but we do have an anti-large armor piercing Boris with the Fury of Urson, bringing him up to 701 armor piercing anti-large weapon strength. That is really not very good there for the Herald of Khorne. He's going to use the Locust of Wrath, but he has been slowed by the Frostbite ability. He's now going to be crumbling, and Balance of Power does, for the first time, push into my favour. Now we do see here the half-blade still fighting incredibly strong with 30 leadership, and now they can meet and try and take down the Minotaur of Khorne. But they're going to try and thump through. They're going to try and get here on top of Boris, but Boris is so goddamn tanky. He's going to take that like an absolute champion. The Zargard alongside Boris going to finish off. That's going to be army losses. GG's, and well played here to my opponent for an excellent training game. Now this was the third and final game here of the series. I pretty much bought the same army every single time. The first game, I took a couple of silly items that I forgot to mark off, so I haven't really cast that one. But I wanted to cast the difference here between some of the cavalry compared to bringing the Minotaurs with great weapons. I think this is one of the hardest matchups in the game in land battles with Khorne going up against Kislev. A box build like this is very, very tough to take down for sure. So the Herald of Khorne came in at 450, 313 there for the cultist, 2,200 and 1,900 for the Minotaurs. And you can see here, they just performed excellently well. I will be leaving a link down below so you can compare this game to the previous game that I cast, so you can kind of have a bit of a reference of how the Minotaurs did up against the cavalry. They are going to be cheaper, and they certainly performed a lot better. 550 there with 160 and 850 for the Bloodletters of Khorne. For the Shielded Call-Out Warriors, we got 470, 850 and 400, and for the Triple Flesh Hounds, we got 1,300, 860 and 1,041. So really, really good stuff here from my opponent and from me. We managed to get 2,300 for Boris, who's just brilliant. 2,680 for the Elemental Bear, which is limited to 1 now, which is quite nice. And it's very good to see the Elemental Bear, being cheaper, higher melee defense, and he performs incredibly well here, I must say. 430 for the Patriarch, with 420 there for the Frost Maiden of Ice. I really threw her into the wind. It wasn't very good there for me. 1,400 there for the Hearth Blades, and the Zargard at 1.4 and 560. 700, 522 and 400 there for the Armored Corsair. Great weapons with a very, very interesting battle. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please smash that like button. Feel free to leave a comment down below with all your thoughts and opinions. I do love to hear from you, as much as you possibly can, and I do try and answer when I can. If you haven't already, do feel free to subscribe. It really does help the channel and its growth. And other than that, I've been your boy Logic. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very, very soon.